Okay, here we are. What's today? The last day? What the heck is today? Today's the 29th of March, 2015. I just watched a couple videos on modifications on your air filter. Get a little better fuel mileage, a little extra horsepower, a lot more air in the engine. This is a 87 Toyota 22RE engine. It's an old camper. Runs good, but I'm doing everything I can, add a few miles here and there, miles per gallon. Yesterday I adjusted the valves, sounds a lot quieter, feels a little bit better. My son's coming over, my 18-year-old boy's coming over today to change my fuel pump. I'm just going to give him something to do, let him earn a couple bucks. Here's all my mass airflow. I just took it all apart, cleaned it up, repainted spots. My mass airflow bolts right in there. Gonna have them bring some mass airflow cleaner. Although this looks very, very good. Doesn't look like there's any crap at all in there. Looks real good. This thing runs good, so it's not a problem. This is the air filter box that's on here. I've got a relatively new air filter. It's a nice shape. But that's not the problem with these things. I've done this to a lot of different vehicles. I had a 1990, I don't know, what year was that thing? I don't know, 95, somewhere around there. Dodge conversion van. I did the same thing. This is the bottom of the air breather box. I just went over with my angle cutter grinder and chopped all these pieces off. This is what I did when I did it to the 95 Dodge van. It immediately jumped up from 12 miles a gallon to 15. Well, actually 16. Yeah, it was up to 16 miles a gallon. It was averaging that. So this is definitely something to do. You gotta understand, all this stuff is a closed system when it's in your freaking car. That's closed on top. The mass airflow goes through there, and this little hose right here, that little hose, that little opening is all the air you're getting into your engine. That's it. This goes in here, that goes through there, hooks up to your air filter box. That's freaking ridiculous. My Dodge van was even smaller than this. It had a tube that came down like a trumpet. It had a hole like this, freaking big. It had the 318 engine in it. It was starving for air. So that's what this is all about. I've done it before, and every time I've gotten a lot better mileage. So, but what I did was I just cut out any areas. This is the bottom of the air box. Sits right in here. Sits right there like that. And what did I just do with that? Oh, here. And this goes in here. That goes there, and this goes into there. And that's all the air that you got coming in. I just cut all this stuff out. So now you can see you're getting, okay, that's the original size. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, probably 8 times as much air coming into this thing. All I did was grind them off. However the hell it came out of here. Just chopped them out. I didn't think you wanted to hear that and see it, so I just decided to show you after I got through with all the cutting and grinding and shit. I'm just going to file these down just a little bit. The edges are sharp, so nobody cuts themselves if they go in there messing with it later on. But that's all you got to do. Put it back together. This is where all the outside air comes in, comes up through. It's all filtered. It's just that you're getting a lot more air to filter. The engine wants the air. That's all there is to it. Thinking about taking, well, I'm going to take this thing, I'm in Oregon, I'm going to take it down to Central California next week. I'll let you know how it's doing. It's probably getting 13 miles a gallon now, but it's varies so much because you know, they got such little power. They're only little 4 cylinders, and everything affects them. So it's kind of hard to really get a good average. But you can tell. The one real bad thing about these is you're only getting 15 miles a gallon, probably max. Some people claim to get 18, 20, maybe. Yeah, maybe they do. I think you have to have a good wind behind you. But the only problem is you've only got a 15-gallon freaking gas tank. So you figure 15 times 15 is what, 225. Every 200 miles you got to be stopping at a damn gas station. When you're on a, you know, I'm in one of these things. Stopping is not my objective. Well, I guess I got to change my ways. I've been a trucker for 30 years. Getting from point A to point B was always a priority, speed-wise. So maybe I got to learn to slow my butt down. I'm also thinking about taking the passenger seat out, and putting one of them babies in there, and using that for gas. I don't have to fill them up, and I fill it up halfway. Have myself an extra 20, 25 gallons. That's always a good idea. I've got a 30-gallon tank in the back of the camper that I might use instead. I think that's a pretty good idea, just to... Especially I'm thinking about going up to Alaska next summer, as long as my local trips. These engines are supposed to be good for a couple 100,000 miles anyhow. It's only got 85,000 on it. Alright, that's it. I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in there about, you know, giving these things a little more air.